Welcome back to 5 Minute Knives, the channel that couldn't bushcraft its way out of a wet paper bag. Today, we're going to take a look at a knife that was sent in by my buddy Paul. And you guys remember Paul because he was the one that donated that Kershaw launch for a recent giveaway. Really nice guy, one of my Sheath customers. And he sent in this very interesting knife. Now this is the Architect 3.5. And this is in CPM 3V steel, very popular steel choice for bushcrafters these days. Comes in a saber grind. I can't find it on the site. On the knifeconnection.com, I don't even think it's available right now. So that's kind of screwing me up a little bit. So this tabletop is going to be fact light, but because I've owned the other Architects, I can kind of speak on the production materials, the philosophy of use, these G10 handle scales I have a lot of experience with. And speaking of which, I'm assuming that Paul went through the knife builder feature on the website, theknifeconnection.com, where you get to select your handle choice and so on, possibly a sheath and so on. So for this, it looks like he went with the 2x2 brown and black G10. And as you can see, the ergonomics of these are great. Look at the swell in the middle here, tapers off and then comes back out at the end. I really like this pommel here, this flattened pommel, and this lanyard area is recessed, so you would thread your lanyard down in there and then back out. Very interesting design choice here. I really like how this is flat. You could actually get a lot done. This knife has a little bit of chunk to it. It's got a little weight to it for such a small knife. And as you can imagine, this is the AK 3.5, denoting that we have a 3.5 inch blade. So the handle is actually a little bit longer than the blade itself. And because that G10 adds a fair amount of weight, it actually makes this thing pretty quick. It wants to move where you want to move. It's not nimble for like cuts like this, one-handed operation, things like that. I wouldn't say it's a nimble knife. It's definitely a little more robust than that. It's a beefy knife. But for a little guy like this, I actually think that there'd be some applications that this would be more suited for than maybe some of its big brothers, like even the 5.5 and 6.5. Just because it's so tank-like. It's so tank-like. I really love the ergos. The jimping on these Architect knives is like perfect. It's just sharp enough to bite. It's perfect with gloved hands. Very nice. Loving the presentation. Here's our Architect logo right here. And on this side, we have a signature. It says first run right here. So very cool. Would explain why I can't find them now. Very nice. I don't know how much he paid for this. I'm assuming mid-high 200s. Let us know in the comments, Paul. But here's the sheath I made for him. He wanted a coyote front with an FDE spring backing, and I threw the OD washers here. He wanted this to fit this SE3 Molly backing that we have here. And it was a little bit of a challenge. I had to extend the sheath a little bit wider than I would have for a knife of this size, but it worked out pretty good. Here is the system, and I left just enough room for this Velcro nylon attachment. So this will be really nice on a pack, you know, on a vest even, something like that. So I could see this being in use there. We push off the thumb ramp, and there's our knife. This thing is a beast, I can tell you that much in tabletop. Like, just looking at this thing, it feels so solid in hand. This thing just wants to work, you can just tell. I'm sure this is a lifetime tool. And I'm pretty sure the Knife Connection guarantees these guys for life. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But sorry this is info light, but there's no info on it right now on the knifeconnection.com. And again, as always, you guys know that with this channel, the comment section is a big part of the learning experience here. My viewers are more knowledgeable than I am. I show the knives, I spark the discussion, it continues in the comment section. And that's where we get all our factoids and tidbits, and I really appreciate you guys for helping me basically flesh out the data points needed in this channel to help people decide if they want to buy stuff. I'm considering buying this knife already the next time it comes out, just because it feels so solid in the hand. I love the design. It's a sharp little son of a bitch. You know, it's on the heavier side, I'll tell you that. But I really like that in this design. I think this is meant to be just a workhorse. This is a tank. Medium-large mitts fit just fine. I have plenty of room left over there for your larger mitts. So even though this knife is only 3.5 inch blade, you guys with like really large hands, you're gonna be fine. And little hands are gonna be fine too. These handles are very ergonomic and they accommodate most hand sizes. So I think they have a home run on their hands with this one. They should get more out pretty soon. So that's my 2 cents. You guys fill in the gaps in the comments. Did anybody get this first run of these Architect 3.5s? If so, what are your thoughts so far? We're dying to know. And Paul, go ahead and sound off in the comments, letting us know what you paid for it, when you picked it up. All that stuff's important. I would appreciate it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next Sunday on 5 Minute Knives.